So essentially what we're going to work on today is there.
Yep.
We'll get that sorted out pretty quickly because what happens is you're going to struggle to have any sort of rotation there.
Yep.
You've got to zero it out at some stage, your spine that is, and it's actually going to start to go into flexion, which is the opposite way to that.
Yep.
So it's got to move too far,
Right.
essentially. So then what's going to happen is you're going to start to just use your arms, essentially.
Yep.
We'll talk about the ball position. It's a long way back in your stance.
Yep.
So what happens then is you've got to sort of try and move all the pressure onto your right foot to make the lowest part of the golf swing go backwards, essentially.
Yep.
So it's not a very positive move as far as that's concerned.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about putting it well further forward, which
Yep.
is going to feel very, very strange. And then as you start to take this back, we're going to talk about, we'll talk about your left thumb being on the shaft a little bit better. We'll talk about the fact that your right heel's actually coming off the ground, so it's restricting whether you can rotate at all. And if you have a look on the left-hand screen here, there's almost zero rotation in your lower half.
Yep.
By the time you finish a round, you'd be absolutely knackered. So, if that heel comes off the ground, that means you cannot rotate at all into that right side at all.
Yep.
Okay. So then you're going to start just doing it with your arms, and that's going to be trouble in itself. So
Yep.
if we talk about where you started from, so in other words, what the shaft was doing at address. So I'll take these lines away for a second. I'll do that. We'll take you through to impact, and you can see how far forward your hands are from where they started from,
Yep.
which then that means the club face is then pointing out over here somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, so hence the reason why we want the ball position sort of somewhere there.
Yep. Right.
Okay, to allow you to make solid contact with it without having to sort of manipulate it and whatnot. So hence the reason why you're going to struggle with some longer clubs,
Yep.
massively with longer clubs, especially a fairway metal and things like that.
Yep.
So we'll talk about getting it further forward, getting you into better posture,
Yep.
and rotate you to the top of the backswing a little bit better. That's it.
Yep. Righto.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So if we start to play silly buggers here for a second, and we say, okay, well, let's go, Matty. Matty's a good player. Plays on the Asian tour.
Yep.
Bit of a history in sport with his old man. Good athlete. A lot further forward
Yep.
in his stance. You'll start to see him rotate. The bottom half rotates a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
a lot more depth in that right side. So you'll see some distance between his knees.
Yep.
Some daylight, and they just rotate. They really don't move a great deal. Right?
Yep.
And then they unleash it from there. And Matty hits it a long way. He's not tall. He's strong.
Yep.
But he hits it a long way because he can generate some really good movement patterns.
yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what I'm after from you is just getting into a little bit better position here at address.
Yep.
Obviously postures are completely different there.
Yeah. Going straight back.
Yeah, so you pack into a scrum looking like that, you'll snap yourself in two. Or try to do any squats or any sort of power move whatsoever.
Yep.
So it's going to be quite difficult, yeah?
Mhm.
So let's get you into there and then we'll go from there, huh?
Yep. Righto. Too easy.